Good morning. My name is Rick, and the topic of the paper I want to share today is size and body condition of sympatric killer whales ecotypes around the Antarctic Peninsula. So, what is killer whale? I think this is not a difficult question for most of you. So, this is killer whales, and you can also call it Orsenis orca. So, what role does killer whales play in ecosystems? So killer whales is top marine predators to known have a high caloric requirements to show population responses to changes in prey availability. And also killer whales prey on marine mammals. So according to the paper, killer whales are top predators, and changes in their body size and condition affect their prey requirements, thereby influencing the food chain and entire Antarctic. Oh, sorry for the format, it's something wrong. So we study of killer whales maybe can help us to know the impact of the physical and biological changes by measuring their responses to food web dynamics in the ecosystems that support them. So the purpose of the study, we know that the marine environment around the Antarctic Peninsula is experiencing climate change. So we want to understand size differences and resultant food requirements and body width to infer current nutritional condition of killer whales in this changing system. And now let's talk about material and methods. First, we classify killer whales into three different ecotypes. More data is identifying three ecotypes of killer whales around Antarctic Peninsula, which differ in both shapes and genes. These ecotypes also have different ecology and feeding behaviors. Distinguished based on distinctive pigmentation and scaling patterns that were visible in the aerial images. So whales were assigned to type A, B1, or B2 based on characteristic pigment patterns. So this is three different aerial images of type A, type B1, and type B2. So type A is the largest one, with adults is males around 7 meters. So this is the most typical one with black and white contrast, resembling the typical noticeable image of killer whale. And type B1, it looks more dirtier than type A, and it is the second largest. And type B2 is the appearance is similar to type B1, but is smaller than type B1. And on the back there are some yellow color. It look more dirtier. So type A ranges widely in the Southern Ocean and is using Antarctic Peninsula coastal waters in increasing abundance. More of them are now using the coastal waters of the Antarctic Peninsula because there is less ice. They hunt marine mammals in these areas. And type B1 and B2 got the unique pigment. They are endemic to Antarctic with the expectation of rapid return migration of the subtropics, and this may help them stay healthy and grow new skin. And type B1 mainly hunts seals that rest on sea ice, and type B2 lives in more open water, and its penguins. Sometimes they also hunt Weddell seals. So the entire study primarily use aerial images as the method to capture picture of killer whales. So research is during the summers, which means January to February of 2015 to 2019. And the research location will at Antarctic Peninsula. And the equipment we most use is hexacopter drone. So So we using hexacopter drone collect vertical images from 22 meters to 48 meters to measure total length and head width after capturing images. And the killer whales often did not surface with their entire body parallel to the water surface. And total length estimates for each individual were derived from the addition of the maximum measurement across repeat images. And by examining aerial images of skinny killer whales, this head width measure was found to be a useful indicator of body condition and shows significant changes over time. So we recognize that the head width changes with body growth. So we want to make sure the consistent comparison is fair. So we must define the gender because the gender is related to the total length. So these three aerial images is drone photos shows type B2 killer whales near Antarctic. So the picture A is a male adult killer whales, and the most noticeable feature is the largest fin. And the picture B is a female one, and there is a calf in action position. And the picture C is the most special one. There is a peanut head. Peanut head means this part, and this mean adult killer whales is not in a good health condition. And the results, this is a table of the total number of each ecotypes. So the total number of type A is 34, type B1 is 19, type B2 is 189. So the left chart shows the relationship between body length and numbers. The x-axis is total length, and the y-axis is number of each type of killer whales. So apparently you can see that type A is the largest, and the second largest is type B1, and the smallest is type B2. And the right figure is more important, as it shows the relationships between total length and head width. And x-axis is total length, y-axis is head width. After plotting all the sample size on the chart, the lines and equation display the median estimates. Since total length influences head width, to make the comparison fair, we fit a linear model between y equal head width and x equal total length, centered at 6 meters. So the number in front of x minus 6, it means slope. The slope means if the slope is positive, it means the head width is related to the total length. And the most in front number of equation is the intercept. Intercept means because the total length will influence the head width, so we assume that all the killer whales are the total length of killer whales is about 6 meters. So like type A, y equal 0.78, it means we assume that type A total length is about 6 meters and the head width will be 0.78. So type B1 killer whales are noticeably thinner than type A and B1. Even after controlling for body length differences, all of this may reflect natural differences between ecotypes. The regression analysis of head width against total length shows that this trend of being thinner is more pronounced in large bodies B2 killer whales. However, although type B2 has poorer body condition, its population and remains stable. From other studies, the population of type B2 killer whales is much higher than other types. Therefore, the poorer body condition and smaller body size may reflect a density depends response of a population nearing environmental carrying capacity of food limitation caused by environmental changes. And type B2 and other killer whales eat around the Antarctic Peninsula to understand how much food the area can support. But changes in the environment suggest that there might not be enough food. Along with long-term warming in the Antarctic Peninsula, the study happened during a time when sea ice was shrinking fast and ocean temperature was getting warmer. So the conclusion drawn after the discussion is the findings suggest that the polar body condition of type B2 killer whales may be linked to environmental changes, such as the sea ice reduction and rising ocean temperature, which could impact their prey availability. Thank you.
Can you explain again the climate change, the relation between climate change and the weight and the number of the B2 killer whale?
Climate change is one of the reasons the author think they might cause the B2 become the worst health condition. So this is just one of the reasons. It's not the only reason. So the research said that maybe it can do more aerial images to prove that the climate warming is related to the health condition of B2 directly.
I guess this page want to tell us that the killer whale is the top predator, so the number of the killer whale will reflect the number of the other fish or other member of the ecosystem. So I guess it will be one of the conclusion. So one of the conclusion is that the climate change will reflect the killer whale number, and the other may be the number of the other fish will change because the killer whale number is dropped a lot.
Yes, maybe it's related to the little fish, but the conclusion of this paper is just like what I represent.
So just climate change?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You mentioned that the peanut head represent its killer whale health condition is not good.
Yes.
Why killer whale present this outlook?
The peanut head it just mean its head web is small, and the head width can a head width measure was identified as a useful proxy for body condition. So head width is related body condition directly. So we recognize head width to know whether its body condition good or not. So peanut head is just a feature. You can see that the head width is small than its body. So it's not in a good health condition.
Okay, thank you.
So you mentioned on page 9 that type B tends to grow new skin more easily. And could this be the reason why their skin color is different from the type A?
Oh, the skin looks dirtier. That is because there are some diatom on his back. Diatom is a kind of algae.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is not the main reason.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
What is scarring patterns?
It's a appearance. Scaring patterns. Actually, I'm not pretty sure. Sentence is just about we assign each ecotypes by their appearance.
Okay.
I hope that, so it's a very calm talk, so it's easy to follow, but still there are several points to be improved. I hope that next time you can make your page number larger. So ideally you can put here because this place is easily obscured by this panel. I also hope that next time you can check your, I wonder what is the font you have here, because it's a very strange font.
I don't read at home in long.
Yeah, but it's better that you use some more common font. Common means like Arial or Calibri, some common font. So this font is not very common. This is nicely done. I like this one. And starting from this one is getting a little bit wordy. It's good that you have super large font, so it didn't create too much pain. But when you have a lot of purpose slide, is fine. For purpose slide, it's okay to have a full sentence. But for this one, it's getting a little bit like, I don't want to read this much text. Here, you are talking about from 7, 8, 9, you are talking about the 3 different types, right? Okay, so if I were you, that's how I would do it. So first, I would tell them, I will show this figure. Okay, there are 3 echo types. I show this figure first, and then I show each of them, and then I will, next to the photo, I will print keywords here. Like what is the key feature, and where do they occur, and where do they show up, and what are the main prey they have. Okay, show keywords. Okay, not full sentence, because it's exhausting to read full sentence. Full sentence is convenient for the speaker, but not convenient for the audience. I also think you have the potential not to look at your script next time. So try to do it next time. As I said, you have to split the text into 3 slides and add the text next to the photo of the whales. And for the material method, it's great that you add the instruments. I think this is something you look up yourself, right? And it's nice that you add these instruments, but this is not ideal. So can you condense it or color keywords? Here, apparently, HW is an important keywords, NTL. And however, I know it's just the 1 slide next, but because here you have too much information. At the end, when you were here, I don't remember already what is HW. When you have a lot of text, that's one consequence, which is we don't know what is the key point. So please highlight it, condense it, and next slide, maybe you can remind us again what is HW. And it's great that you add the guideline here and also some keywords here. So, and like peanut head, this is good. Starting, I think this is just a simple statistics, and it's great that you make your own table. The key issue here is, actually, if I were you, I would probably split this into 2 slides. That's what I would do. Because after showing the figure here, I would definitely give a concluding remark. Xiaojie, what is the key message here? Which you didn't give, right? You didn't give us, well, okay, you just say, what is this, what is that? But you didn't tell us with the sentence printed, what is the key conclusion here? So please do this next time. Add a concluding remark for this one, and also a concluding remark. Especially you spent a lot of time explaining this. However, I don't get your point at the end. So tell us what is the key message here. The key issue, okay, you were combining discussion and conclusion. The good thing is the font was really good, large. However, when I was listening to you, I have the feeling that sometimes your line, the spoken part, didn't match your text very well. That's my impression. So you have to keep in mind that your line and your text here should be matched. The conclusion here is a little bit dangerous, because to me, the conclusion would be more like, you need to tell us, this is the conclusion. This is the main conclusion, because conclusion is based on the data. And this is just the implication, 就是发展. Okay, this is not really based on data, because you don't show any data regarding how climate change really affect them. You only show data regarding their body size. So you need to distinguish this. Distinguish your conclusion from your interpretation. This is interpretation. So I would say next time, this part, is discussion. This sentence is conclusion. That's a correct message. Okay, hope to see improvement next time. Thank you, Rick.